In the sterile, neon-lit corridors of the Lincoln Financial Field, the silence was heavier than the humid Pennsylvania air. Thomas Muller sat on a training trunk, his boots still caked in North American turf, staring at a blank concrete wall. He did not move for 20 minutes. Outside, the world was screaming, but inside, the German machine had finally and irrevocably sputtered to a halt. The bracket for the 2026 World Cup round of 16 is now set. It looks nothing like we were promised. This is the controlled collapse of football as we knew it. For years, critics warned that expanding the World Cup to 48 teams would dilute the product. They said the group stages would become a slog. They predicted the quality would drop. But nobody predicted this level of institutional carnage. We were told the Giants would thrive in this new format. Instead, the Giants are being led to the slaughter. The round of 32 was supposed to be a formality for the elite. It turned out to be a graveyard. Germany, a nation with 4 stars on their chest and a century of tactical superiority, is gone. They did not fall in the semifinals. They did not even make the final 16. They were erased in a single afternoon of chaos by a Paraguay side that simply refused to read the script. The match in Philadelphia was the first real crack in the foundation. Germany entered the knockout stage with the arrogance of history. They controlled 70% of the ball. They completed over 600 passes. But possession is a lie when you lack a soul. Paraguay sat deep. They waited. They absorbed the pressure like a sponge soaking up water. Then they struck. When the German fans thought they had rescued their dignity with a late goal, the hand of technology intervened. The VAR review felt like an eternity. The referee stared at the monitor. The stadium held its breath. The goal was wiped away. The German players looked like they had seen a ghost. When the penalty shootout arrived, the result felt preordained. 2 misses. 2 long walks back to the center circle. Germany is out. The 4-time champions are heading to the airport before the tournament has even reached its peak. It is a humiliation that will haunt their federation for a generation. But Germany was not the only pillar to crumble. If you thought Morocco's run in Qatar was a statistical anomaly, you were wrong. The Atlas Lions have proven that they are no longer an underdog story. They are a powerhouse. Standing in their way were the Netherlands. This was a Dutch team built on the philosophy of total football. They had the talent, they had the pedigree, but they did not have the heart. For 120 minutes, Morocco hunted them. They closed every passing lane. They won every 50-50 ball. The match was a chess game played at the speed of a car crash. When it went to penalties, the Dutch looked terrified. Morocco looked bored. Every Moroccan kick was clinical. Every Moroccan save was a statement. The Netherlands are going home. The orange wall has fallen. This leaves us with one of the most improbable round of 16 matchups in the history of the sport. Morocco versus Canada. Think about that. Before the first whistle blew in Monterrey, no expert on the planet predicted this. It is a match that represents the shifting tectonic plates of global football. Canada, playing on home soil, has ridden a wave of national fervor to reach this point. They are fast, they are fearless, they are physical. Morocco is technical, disciplined, and emotionally unbreakable. One of these nations is now guaranteed a spot in the quarterfinals. One of these nations will be among the last 8 teams on Earth. The traditional hierarchy is dead. Brazil almost joined the list of casualties. The 5-time champions faced a Japan side that played with the precision of a master watchmaker. Japan's pressing was not just energetic, it was scientific. They lured Brazil into traps. They forced mistakes from world-class defenders. For 90 minutes, the Seleção looked like a team of individuals drowning in a sea of collective organization. The frustration was visible on every Brazilian face. The crowd in Foxborough began to turn. You could feel the weight of 2 decades of World Cup failure pressing down on their shoulders. Then, in the dying seconds of stoppage time, Gabriele Martinelli found a pocket of space. One touch, one shot, one goal. Brazil survived. But survival is not the same as dominance. They are through, but they are bleeding. They look vulnerable. They look beatable. And the path ahead for Brazil is a nightmare. They are likely to face either Norway or the Ivory Coast. If Norway advances, the world will finally get the matchup it has been craving. Erling Haaland versus Vinicius Jr. It is the unstoppable force against the immovable object. It is a commercial dream and a tactical nightmare. Haaland has been a ghost for much of the season, saving his energy for this exact moment. If Brazil defends against him the way they defended against Japan, Haaland will end their tournament. The 5-time champions are walking a tightrope over a canyon. One slip and the music stops. We have to talk about the logistics. This tournament is an endurance test disguised as a sporting event. Teams are flying thousands of miles between matches. They are moving between 3 different countries, multiple time zones, and extreme temperature shifts. The players are not just competing against their opponents, they are competing against exhaustion. This is the hidden hand behind the upsets. The smaller nations, the ones with fewer players in the grueling European club seasons, seem to have more oxygen in their lungs. The elite players, the ones FIFA relies on to sell jerseys, are running on empty. The controlled collapse is not just about bad luck. It is about a system that has pushed the human body past its breaking point for the sake of broadcast revenue. This leads us to the most anticipated potential clash of the entire bracket: Portugal versus Spain. It is more than a local derby. It is a clash of eras. On one side, you have Cristiano Ronaldo. He is 41 years old. He is playing in his final World Cup. He is a monument to longevity and sheer will. On the other side, you have Lamine Yamal. He is a teenager. He is the future. He was not even born when Ronaldo won his first major trophies. If this match happens, it will be the most watched round of 16 game in history. It is the passing of the torch in real time. Ronaldo is fighting against time itself. Yamal is playing like he has all the time in the world. It is a poetic, brutal reality. One of them will leave the pitch in tears. This wasn't a series of isolated mistakes. It was exactly how the system was designed to work. The expansion was never about the football. It was about the spectacle. It was about creating so many variables that the traditional powers could no longer control the outcome. FIFA wanted drama, and they got it at the cost of the sport's integrity. The bracket is now a minefield. Look at Argentina. Lionel Messi is on a quest to defend his crown. On paper, their route to the semifinals looks manageable. But on paper died the moment Germany lost to Paraguay. Argentina has looked sluggish. They are relying on moments of individual magic from an aging king. They are playing a high-stakes game of poker with a deck that is missing half its cards. Every underdog they face sees them as a trophy on a wall. Every opponent knows that if you stop Messi, you stop the nation. The pressure on Argentina is suffocating. It is no longer about joy. It is about avoiding disaster. Then there is France. If there is one team that seems immune to the chaos, it is the French. They are a machine. They have depth that other countries can only dream of. Kylian Mbappé has not even hit top gear yet. He is coasting. He is waiting for the moments that define a legacy. France plays with a cold, calculated efficiency that feels almost robotic. They do not care about the romance of the underdog. They do not care about the new world order. They only care about the result. If Mbappé decides to take over, there is not a defender in this bracket who can legally stop him. France is the final boss of this video game, and the level is getting harder for everyone else. The round of 16 is where the pretenders are separated from the legends. But in 2026, The line has blurred. When Canada faces Morocco, the world will see a new version of football. It is a version where speed and spirit outweigh history and tactics. When Paraguay faces the possibility of France, we will see if a giant killer can strike twice. The bracket is a map of a world in transition. The European dominance that has defined the last 20 years is being challenged by every other continent on the planet. South America is clinging to its relevance through Brazil and Argentina. Africa and North America are breaking down the doors. We are witnessing the end of the elite era. The 48-team format has ensured that no one is safe. The group stages were a filter, and the filter was broken. Now, we are left with the residue. We are left with a tournament where a missed VAR call or a single hamstring injury can reshape the entire history of the sport. It is thrilling. It is terrifying. It is exactly what we were warned about. The players are tired. The fans are anxious. The executives are counting the money. As we look at the confirmed matchups, the narrative is clear. This is no longer a tournament about who is the best. It is a tournament about who can survive the longest. It is an industrial process of elimination. The round of 16 will be a series of high-tension collisions. Each match is a potential ending for a superstar. Each whistle is a death knell for a legacy. We are watching the old world burn to make room for the new one. But the new one looks jagged and uncertain. The 2026 World Cup was sold to us as the ultimate expansion of the beautiful game. But as the sun sets over the training camps in New Jersey and Monterrey, the beauty feels increasingly secondary to the business. We are left with a bracket that looks like a shattered mirror, reflecting a world where the old gods are dead and the new ones are exhausted before they even reach the final. The giants fell because they were built for a world that no longer exists. They were built for rhythm and predictability. They were built for a 3-game group stage and a logical progression. This World Cup is not logical. It is a riot. It is a beautiful, expensive, soul-crushing riot. The trophy will still be lifted in New York, but the scars left on the sport might never actually heal. A crown won in a graveyard is still a crown, but it is very heavy. The bracket is set, the teams are moving into position, and the script is being written in blood and sweat. We are told to enjoy the spectacle. We are told this is progress. But as the lights dim in the stadiums and the private jets of the eliminated giants take off into the night, you have to wonder what we have lost. The round of 16 begins now. The casualties will be high. The drama will be manufactured and real all at once. Will you still be watching when the lights finally go out? Only the winners get to speak. The losers just fade away. What a terrible, beautiful way to die.